9 days on Mix 94.1, WHBC FM Canton. We have a whole studio full of people. The Fray is here.
Morning, what's going on?
We've got Dave, Ben, Isaac, and Joe here with us this morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, after spending $900 at Bender's last night.
That's what you do when you go to Bender's.
So you guys spent the night in Canton last night then, huh?
Yes, sir.
And we're taken to Bender's, and I heard some talk of the turtle soup. That was good,
so good.
Yeah,
turtle soup.
That's illegal in the other 49 states, so it's good to have it somewhere.
Did any other illegal behavior take place last night?
Well, our label guy wanted to do something illegal, but that didn't happen later for him.
How long were you guys at Bender's to spend $900?
We spent $900 in...
We were about 20 minutes.
20 minutes, $900. Yeah, there you go. That's nice. Very nice. So welcome to the Hall of Fame City. Joe, you've been here before.
I have. This place is amazing. I love this building, by the way. This radio station is in a special building.
It feels like a radio station, doesn't it?
Totally. Yeah.
You were here, 6 months ago?
Yeah, something like that.
And it was kind of confusing because there was some rumor floating around that you had kind of broken off from the rest of the guys who were doing a solo project, but that wasn't the case, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it was just like I had a month to play some shows and visit a couple stations and put like 6 songs out, just the EP in between our time off. So yeah,
right.
It wasn't like breaking up or anything like that.
Now the new album, it drops January 14th? Is that correct? Somewhere
Yes,
like
sir.
that. So you guys have been recording the new album since when?
We started writing it in January, started recording probably May, June, something like that.
So that whole time that you were kind of doing the EP stuff and the radio tour for that, the band was still actively working. You still had a lot of stuff going on.
We actually had April. Was it April?
Yeah,
we had
it's like
off.
April.
Yeah, we had the whole month off.
A whole month? Wow, look at that. Out of 12 months, you got 1 month off. That's so nice. Rockstar life. You guys have been around since 2002, correct?
Yeah.
That's a long time. I mean, you guys are
11
looking
years,
at, I'm not good at math, but almost 12 years together as a band.
You seem pretty good at math, actually. You shouldn't sell yourself short.
It took me 6 hours to figure that math out. Now, your first successful release was How to Save a Life, the first album in 2005, right?
Yeah.
And the first single, Over My Head, Cable Car, top 10 hit. So your first big single goes to the top 10. What is that like for you guys? I imagine pretty damn nice, right?
It is nice, but it kind of messes with your head a little bit because usually, the first thing you do, nobody sees, and you kind of like have time to get good at what you do and kind of figure the whole thing out. And we were just kind of thrown right into it, which is really nice and fortunate, but we kind of grew up in front of everybody,
Does the treatment by the record label change when your first single hits the top 10? Do you start to become a little bit more important to them? Are they asking you what they can do for you a little bit more than maybe before?
They definitely have a different interest in the music. Yeah.
You guys go from,
you go from like Motel 6 to Hamden Inn.
Yep.
And then Hamden Inn to, like, if you have another hit.
Maybe the Weston.
Yeah, maybe the Weston. Step it up a little bit.
Right. And so that wasn't your first album per se, right? How did you guys get your start? You sent demos to a radio station in Denver?
Yeah, exactly. We were just doing what every other local band does. You just play as many shows as possible, getting your CD out, plastering flyers everywhere, and then we would also just like send songs to the local radio station in Denver. And then finally they picked one up and they started playing it. And then after that, it was like every label in the country was calling us and the shows were selling out. And
is it true that you sent 8 songs to this particular radio station? They were all rejected except for Over My Head, Cable Car.
Yeah, they were. It's funny because they came back a couple times. They're like, well, can you change like this like chorus, maybe like change the beat or something? And we're I don't know. So yeah, it finally like connected somehow.
The name The Fray, is it true that it was just randomly chosen from names written on a piece of paper by people? Is that true?
I think so. There's actually some debate about it because we had a little gig at my brother's graduation and we put out a fishbowl and asked for name suggestions and then we named the band that night. So I don't know if it came from the fishbowl or from our bass player's head, who we fired, or encyclopedia. It came from somewhere that day.
That bass player you fired, that's your brother, right?
No, that was later.
That was late. Okay. So the first bass player you fire, you bring on your brother.
Actually, no. My brother was in the band before we named it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then once we got all official and legit, we had a second bass player, and then we had to let him go.
And that second bass player, your brother?
No.
But you did fire your brother.
My brother was the first bass player when we were kind of jamming, no name, just chilling in the basement. Yeah.
Now, all these years later, with all the success in the multi-platinum albums and stuff, how is that? Is it awkward at Thanksgiving with the brother?
No, it's cool, man. He's an incredible guy. He's a musician himself, and he's doing his own stuff in Denver and kind of rocking out. He went out to LA and recorded,
But
he's doing great.
you got that inspired his song, right?
That was part of Over My Head, yeah.
Over My Head.
Yeah.
And so that experience in your life resulted in this song that was absolutely huge for you, made the top 10.
Yeah, it's funny. His name's Caleb, and everybody calls him Cable Car. That's kind of the nickname for him.
For him because of that song, right?
No, I named the song after him. Yeah.
You guys, I found interesting, were formed because you all went to the same church or the same church school, or is that the case? How did it all come together for you guys?
Same school, yeah.
Same school?
Yeah. Isaac and I went to high school, and then Dave and Ben went to the same high school, which was, like 5 miles away. Was your high school about 5 miles? It was very, very, very suburbs. It was the suburbs of Denver. So we were all.
And so, how's the music scene in Denver? Is it a great music scene?
Actually, now it's amazing. There's so many good acts in Denver, and a lot of acts getting signed out of Denver. I mean, in the, recent history, it's like Lumineers. I mean, so it's a good town, and fans love to go out to shows there. So there's a lot of great venues. So
I certainly follow the Denver scene quite a bit. And the one thing that's different about the Denver radio stations than it is here is that you've got KTCL and Alice and KIMN, and they all kind of go to the same format. So these guys are the center of all of those radio stations.
Oh.
So you've got us playing songs 50, 60 times a week, times 4 radio stations playing the same formatic.
Yeah.
So they're the biggest thing going is that kind of format.
yeah, and there's a lot of local support, from the stations there for the local musicians and.
And another big thing is in Colorado, it's legal. So, of course, good music is coming out. Of course.
Yes.
I knew you had something good because you were
Exactly.
like pacing behind him.
Oh, yeah.
Put me in, coach. Put
Frank
me in.
Fantone, the Mile High City, of course. He's incredibly excited about that. 2009, the self-titled album was released, and it debuted at number 1. Did any of you guys, with the success of How to Save a Life and the singles off of that, did you expect a good debut? Did the label? Of course, the label expected a good debut, but did you?
I mean, we were just hoping to, make another record, because most of the time you don't get a chance to actually make 2 records, and so we got lucky and fortunate that we had that many fans that, came out and supported us.
When a record hits big, do you have more creative freedom on the subsequent releases? Like, did you go into that studio with a little bit of swagger and say, this is what we want to do, this is how we want to make it, as opposed to having a label tell you what sound they wanted?
We did.
There's like table talk going on.
We did have, your people are talking, our people are talking, we're conferring.
Okay.
No, there was a real kind of hands-offness to us in the beginning. We were kind of a cheap date when we signed first. They're like, if it works, great. Just
Right.
keep them over in Denver and see what happens. And I mean, since then, we've been through 5 regimes, I think, like of presidents and different people there. Some good, some terrible. And now we're on our 5th or 6th guy, who's actually L.A. Reid. He's pretty cool. They give us pretty good freedom and a lot of berth to kind of do our thing.
Now, let me ask you, people have this idea that once you make it big, you get a top 10 hit, you're making all kinds of money. I'm sure you guys made some money off these songs and the albums, but you've also licensed your music for use. Like I'm looking, HBO used How to Save a Life for its summer image campaign. How to Save a Life in TV series like Superstition, Grey's Anatomy, kind of the unofficial theme for Grey's Anatomy in a way. That's really where you're making money, right? When people start wanting to use your songs.
Or at least that's where your grandmother calls you up and says, "Oh my God, I heard your song on Grey's Anatomy." And then you're like, "Yeah, Grandma, I'm going to make it. It's going to work."
Yeah, how does that even work? Did they call you and ask the band or your management, can we use this song? And then they kind of go into a room and work out a number and...
It's a lot of emails, honestly. Yeah, it's just like, hey, this show wants to do this, blah, blah, blah. So it's not very romantic.
Okay. Compared to Coldplay and Keane, but you guys don't like that. Those are not your influences, right?
Actually, I don't mind that. There's a lot of worse bands to be compared to.
Right. Yeah. But Wallflowers, Counting Crows better than Ezra and U2, right? Kind of core influences?
Some big ones, yeah. Growing up, I think we listened to a lot of Pearl Jam and Wilco. And yeah, Third Eye Blind was definitely one big one for me.
Opened up for Weezer. 10 dates for Weezer, right? How cool is that? Weezer, a good group of dudes?
That was unbelievable. That was the first thing we really got. Yeah. I remember getting the phone call. They called me, not them, their manager called me because we had been talking to him, and I had like 103-degree fever. I was like super ill, and I got this phone call, and I don't even know what I said, but he said something like, how you feeling about opening for us? And in my haze and in my glorious fever, I said yes. And then told the guys, like, I think we need to do this because I just agreed to it.
And then 10 dates with Weezer.
And then we did it.
And then you guys have opened for some big people before you were really huge, but now people are opening for you. Who do you guys have opening for you?
We've had some great bands come out on the road, and that's actually where you kind of, the road stories are with those other musicians that you're out in some random city and you're out with, so we've had like OK Go. Early days with this band called Damwells that was also on Epic, and you go out after the show and you're hanging, and the camaraderie on the road is pretty special.
Now, Joe, you're about to get married, right?
Yes, I am.
I went on Facebook yesterday and I was asking my Facebook friends what questions to ask for you. And Molly, first question, when is Joe's wedding to Candace? That was the very first question, and people like that question, so they want to know when's the date?
It's sometime next year.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to happen in the next year.
Do you have a date set yet?
We do. We just haven't really said exactly to public when that's happening.
Is that a big pain now that you guys are so well known? Like, you got to be careful about that because tabloids and music news and gossip sites and... Is it hard to have a private life now?
No, I don't really feel it that much. It's not like we're, at Kanye level or something. So
thank God for that.
Yeah, exactly. So for the most part, it's very private.
And did you guys perform at the House of Blues last night?
Yeah.
Was it the House of Blues in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are kind of doing, obviously promoting the new album that's dropping on the 14th. And it was in the system that it was untitled, but apparently you guys do have a title. What is it, Helios?
We just titled it, yeah.
What is the significance of that title for the new album?
Helios is the Greek god of the sun, and this album is probably the brightest that we've made, literally and figuratively. We're all in probably the best places in life that we've been over the more than 12 years that we've been doing this together, and I think the music reflects that. It's like. Love Don't Die is probably the most up-tempo single that we've had, and even the other tunes and the rest of the record is pretty bright. There's still some Fray drama on there, but for the most part, it's a pretty bright record.
We opened the show today with the new single, and that was what we remarked, right, Kathy?
Yeah, we're like, I like the sound and where it's progressing. I'm like, that song kicks some ass. It's like got grittiness, but it's like upbeat. Really loving it.
Right.
Nice.
Thank you.
Right, and what was the inspiration for that?
We just got in the room and we liked it just kind of fell. Those words kind of fell into the lap a little bit, and I think it does reflect, like what Ben was saying. Just, I fell in love this year, and we're just in a good place, like emotionally and personally in our lives. So, yeah, it just came out of that world.
So your music is kind of like a chronicle of what's going on in your life. So if we go back and listen to How to Save a Life, maybe that was a little bit of a darker time for you. As opposed to the new album?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, it kind of went medium dark, a little darker, and then probably the most dark on our third record, and then kind of come out of those shadows for this fourth one.
Okay. All right. Well, you want to do a song for us?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
You guys ready? You guys all ready? I'm excited.
Let's do one from our third record.
Okay.
We'll lead up to the fourth.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Fray.
A song called Heartbeat.
We're on an open bed truck on the highway. Rain is coming down and on the nobody. We gotta keep on running till we see the sun. Oh, you got a fire and it's burning in the rain. Thought that it went out, but it's burning just the same. Don't look back, not for anything. If you love someone, you love us all the same. If you love just one, you love them all the same. Whoa, I'm feeling your heartbeat. Coming around, coming around, coming around. If you can love somebody, love them all the same. You gotta love somebody, love them all the same. Singing, whoa, oh, I'm feeling your heartbeat. Yeah. I'm trying to put it all back together. Got a story and I'm trying to tell it right. I got the kerosene and the desire. I'm trying to start a flame in the heart of the night. Oh, you got a fire and it's burning in the rain. Thought that it went out, but it's burning just the same. And don't look back, baby, not for anything. If you love someone, you love us all the same. If you love someone, you love them all the same. We're singing, oh, oh, I'm feeling your heartbeat. Oh, oh, you're coming around, coming around, coming around. If you can love just one now, you gotta love just one. Listen to me say, oh, oh, I'm feeling your heartbeat. Whoa, rushing into your mind. Well, I wanna kiss your scars tonight. But baby, you gotta try and let me in. Let me in. I'm feeling your heartbeat. Coming around, coming around, coming around. If you can love somebody, you gotta love somebody. I'm saying, oh, oh, I'm feeling your heartbeat, feeling your heartbeat, feeling your heartbeat now. Your heartbeat. Palm of my hand, baby. In the palm of my hand, baby.
Fray, live in the studio. And you know that's how you can tell a great band when they go out and they spend $900 at Bender's and then they wake up early the next morning and can do that live.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. Now, it should be pointed out, you guys have been nominated for 4 Grammy Awards, though you've not won any.
That's true.
Which I feel is very unfair, and I will be writing to the Academy, okay? Just saying.
Dear Academy.
But, so in 2007, you were nominated for, Cable Car and How to Save a Life. And then in 2010, you were nominated for the Fray for the Best Pop Vocal Album and Never Say Never. How does that change? Is that when Grandma calls you and goes, other than I've heard your songs on Grey's Anatomy, but is that a big thing for you guys to be Grammy nominees?
Yeah, man, it's huge. I mean, for us, that's the Oscars. That's the big one, and it would be awesome to win. Obviously, I'd be into that. But just being nominated, like whenever Letterman introduces us or something, he says it. He's like, "Give it up for the Grammy nominated."
Right.
And if we won, he'd say Grammy Award winning. But yeah, it'd be sweet. It was really weird. I remember that first record when we got nominated. I think it was "How to Save a Life." Was in the same category as like these incredible songs like "Follow You Into the Dark" with Death Cab, and some other like Jack White stuff, and then "My Humps." And I think "My Humps" won.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, what's going on here?
What's this award for?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you bring up the nighttime TV because you guys have done quite a bit of that, right? You've done Letterman. Have you gone on Leno and Kimmel?
Yeah. We just did Leno a couple weeks ago.
SNL for you guys?
I think SNL's the only one we haven't done.
Yeah, that's
Craig
on the list.
Ferguson, the Scottish guy. We did. We did a lot.
The Scottish guy, Craig Ferguson, right? Yeah, that Scottish guy. So, on those shows, who's your favorite? What's the favorite show? Is it Letterman? Do you like to do Letterman?
I think Conan's probably my favorite.
Really?
Conan's my favorite guy to watch too.
I think my favorite part is, pre-show, like watching them warm up and kind of go through the cards and the jokes, and Conan will just be at his desk, like his hair is like kind of all flat, and it's not like the classic hairdo, and he's just like hanging in a t-shirt, and he has his guitar, and he's just kind of playing, and then he'll say a line, and be like, yeah, that one doesn't work, and then he'll play a little bit more, and then Leno's out there with like total like Canadian suit, like jean shirt, jeans.
That's the Canadian suit?
Canadian, yeah.
Okay.
Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian tuxedo, yeah.
Not seen that on Urban Dictionary. I'll have to check for it.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, just kind of watching them, like the pre-jam, what it takes to actually put on a show is pretty interesting to see those guys.
You guys as musical acts, do you get nervous about that? Or you guys seem to have it pretty down by now, right? 14 years playing together, you guys.
Yeah, it's funny too because those shows have the same crew pretty much. So every time we roll in there, like I think we've done Leno like 7 times now or something like that, which is pretty awesome. But every time we run in there, we come in there and it's like, hey, good to see you again. How are you? Good. Okay, let's do this. All right.
It's like family now.
Yeah, it's good.
I get nervous for Jimmy Fallon because the Roots just sit there and watch you play.
Oh yeah.
And Questlove, I'm sure he's like, nice beat. Or not nice beat.
Right.
That's what I hope for.
Since you guys have achieved so much success, have you had the chance to meet some of your idols in the business, and have they been complimentary to you? Like, what is the coolest experience for you as an artist to have another artist?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have individually kind of, like Ben met Ryan Adams, that was one of his influences, and we just different, like my first was, it was completely embarrassing, and usually is. But we were at the Grammys actually, and we were at like the bar, and my label was like, "Oh my God, there's Sting. He's over there in the corner." He had like a group of people around him and a table, and he's like in the middle in the back, and they were like, "Just go up to him, just tell him like you're a musician and you're nominated, and you can do that." And I was like, "Okay, yeah,
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm nominated."
So I literally like walk up to his huge group.
You were a couple in too.
I was a couple bruising. Yeah, for sure. And so I walk up to the table. I'm like, Mr. Sting, I'm Joe. I'm in a band called the Fray, and I just wanted to say, how much I love your music. And I just started melting,
Right.
And he's just like giving me the death stare, and like, get the hell out of my face, And my only saving grace is his daughter was right next to him, and she's like, "Oh my God, I love your band,"
And then you threw up all over everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's funny. So he didn't care, but his daughter recognized you. Yeah. Was he nice after that point?
After that, he was like, he shook my hand.
Right, you want to take a picture? Let's take a selfie. His daughter's going nuts.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, listen, the new album, Helios, drops January the 14th. The single available now, though, correct? Is that available, or is it just for radio?
It's available, yeah. It's on iTunes. We just shot a music video on Thursday, and we just saw the edit last night. So it's going to come out as soon as we approve the damn thing.
How busy you guys are. Shooting music videos, doing the radio tour. How many stations have you visited? Because I went on the Facebook page. By the way, 4-point-some-odd million fans on your Facebook page. Look at that, you guys. You'd think you guys were like Grammy nominees or something. But I've seen pictures from other stations. What's the radio tour? How many stations?
Guys, we're hitting it hard, man. We're doing East Coast and Midwest, and then we'll probably do West Coast next after Thanksgiving. And yeah, just visiting all the old friends and old places that we've been playing.
Wow. Well, and you guys are taking off from here since you played Cleveland last night and going somewhere else. But I just want to plug the album. You guys are awesome. Can you do another song for us before we leave?
For sure.
You want to do the single? You want to do the new one?
Yeah, let's do the single.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, The Fray.
If I know one thing that's true, it ain't what you say, it's what you do. And you don't say much, yeah, that's true. So just listen to what you do, baby. 1,000 years go by, love don't die. If I know one thing that's true, it's that I'm never leaving you. And you don't say much, yeah, that's true. So just listen to what I do. Don't let them tell no lies. Love don't die, no matter where we go. Or even if we don't, yeah. And even if they try, they'll never take my body from your side. Our love don't die. If there is one thing that's true, it ain't what I say, it's what I do. And I say too much, yeah, that's true. So just listen to what I do. 1,000 years go by, love don't die, no matter where we go. Or even if we don't, yeah. And even if they try, they'll never take my body from your side. Our love don't die. You can break it up, you can burn it down, you can backseat it, bury it in the ground, you can close it up, you can turn it away, try to keep it down, 6 feet in the ground, but love don't die, no matter where we go, or even if we don't, yeah. And even if they try, they'll never take my body from your side. Our love don't die, no matter where we go. Or even if we don't, yeah. I'd like to watch them try. They'll never take my body from your side. Our love don't die. Don't down me now, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Fray. New album, Helios, drops on January 14th. Pick it up. You guys have been wonderful. I know we've got a whole group of people that want to meet you, so we'll let you get off to that. Next time you guys are in Canton, stop by Bender's, stop by here, okay?
This place is like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, where they all three like powder into the little old station in the middle of nowhere.
You guys did so good, the AM station came out of their studio and was wondering what the hell was going on here. So
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.
ladies and gentlemen, thank
We'll see
you
you guys
so
again.
much. The Fray. We'll be back after these words.
How about you let us do what we know how to do?